PUC Biology Introductory class. Today I will be discussing about the important units present in your First PUC Biology and also the different lessons covering under each units and also the topic that you are familiar with and also the new topic. And I will give you a brief introduction about the entire content of the lessons. Okay, let us go to the units of biology. First PUC biology, it will be having total 5 units. Okay, the units are as follows: diversity in the living world, which is the first unit. Okay, diversity in the living world. And second unit will be structural organization in animals. And third unit will be cell, structure and function. And fourth unit will be plant physiology and fifth unit will be human physiology. Okay? So we will be going to the first unit, that is diversity in the living world. In this unit, you will be having 4 important chapters. First one is the living world, and second one is biological classification. Third one is plant kingdom, and fourth one is the animal kingdom. These are the 4 chapters that will be in first unit, diversity in living world. Once again I will tell, first lesson will be the living world, second lesson will be biological classification, third lesson will be plant kingdom, and fourth lesson will be animal kingdom. Let us go to the first lesson, that is the living world. The living world, in which you will be studying general characters of living organism, and in this general character you will be studying defining and non-defining character. Defining character means the character that holds true in each and every organism. And apart from that, you will be given a brief introduction to the classification of organism and also taxonomy and systematics. Apart from this, you will be discussing about different taxonomical aids. These are the different content of this chapter, that is the living world. Next, we will be going to the next lesson, that is biological classification. In this biological classification, you will be studying about different system of classification. This includes the system of classification developed from the beginning, from which we have the knowledge of plant and animals till the more scientific recent method. And after that, you will be discussing about the 5 kingdom system of classification and also general character and the branching of this kingdom or general character and its classification will be discussed in the biological system classification, 5 kingdom. Apart from this, you also discuss about some group of some plants and animals or some group of organism that is kept out of this 5 kingdom system of classification proposed by R.H. Whittaker. Then we will be discussing about the plant kingdom, and I know you are familiar with the plant kingdom. You already studied in 9th or 10th standard about the plant kingdom: algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm and angiosperm. The same concept will be repeated here with few more points. So I hope this lesson will be easy for you. The next one is animal kingdom. In animal kingdom, first thing you have to study is the basic characters that will be used in the classification of animal kingdom. There are certain characters that will be used in classifying the different group of animals that you will be studying. After that, you will be studying the different phylums of plant kingdom. Phylum, you are familiar with these phylums, that is in invertebrates starts with poriferans, that you are already familiar with, coelentrates or cnidarians, then ctenophora. That phylum Ctenophora, it will be a new phylum to you. Then Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and finally Hemichordata. These are the different phylums that will be discussed in invertebrates. And in vertebrates you will be discussing about the chordates, its general character, and also classes of vertebrates. Vertebrate, different classes, that may be Pisces, amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammals. So this will be the content of this animal kingdom. Okay, and also you have to study the difference between invertebrates and vertebrates. This is about the diversity in this living world. Remember one thing, in the first unit it will be very easy for you because most of the content are already studied in 9th or 10th standard. And remember one thing, before going to the class, please refer your previous textbooks, that is 8th or 9th, 10th textbook, which will be having this information which you are familiar with, and it will be easy for you to understand the concept. Both morphology and anatomy, external and internal structure of earthworm, then cockroach and frog. You will be studying these three, structure of these three, and different organ system present in these. Okay, this is about the structural organization in plants and animals. The third unit will be cell, structure and function. You will be studying both structure and function of the cell. In that, first lesson will be cell, the unit of life. You will be studying cell theory in this chapter. Apart from cell theory, you will be studying the structure of different plant and animal cell and also prokaryotic cell. You will be studying the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Apart from this, you will also be studying different cell organelles. All the cell organelles and its structure will be studied in the lesson cell, the unit of life. And next one will be the biomolecules. You will be studying the biomolecules. You know, the cell is made up of many chemicals, such as they are having glucose in them, they are having different vitamins in them, and they are having carbohydrates, proteins, lipid, then nucleic acid, everything. And they can be divided into bio-macromolecules and micromolecules. We will be studying in detail about these bio-macromolecules and micromolecules. That is biomolecules, the molecules present in the living system. Bio means living. Biomolecules will be studied. And in the last lesson, you will be studying cell cycle and cell division. In the cell cycle and cell division, when a new cell is formed, it follows a particular pattern of growth, and that will be studied in cell cycle. And how a cell divide into two cells, how the information will be transferred from one cell to next generation, that will be studied in this cell cycle and cell division. You will be studying the cycle, growth pattern of cell, and also the different division. You are familiar with mitosis and meiosis, that will be studied in detail in this lesson, and also different events taking place in both mitosis and meiosis are studied in this lesson. Next unit will be plant physiology. In plant physiology, there are around 5 lessons. 5 lessons will be there. First one is transport in plant. Second one is mineral nutrition. Third one is photosynthesis in higher plants. And fourth one is respiration in plants. And fifth one is plant growth and development. In the first lesson, that is transport in plants, how the nutrients are absorbed in plants, how it is transported from one region to other region, how the food is transported from one region to other region, and also how the nutrients is transported from one cell to neighboring cell will be discussed in transport in plants. There are different types: short distance transport that will be occurring by diffusion, osmosis, etc., or there will be long-term transport, that is the translocation of food and water. So that will be studied in the transport in plants. Next one is mineral nutrition. You know, each and every mineral play a very important role in proper growth of plants. And which are those minerals which are very essential for plants? What happens if the minerals are not available for the plants? That will be studied in this lesson, mineral nutrition. And next one is the photosynthesis in higher plants. You are having a brief introduction. You know the equation for the photosynthesis of flowering plants or higher plants. Okay, 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O give rise to C6 H12O6 plus 6 O2 plus energy that you are familiar with, isn't it? But the thing is, you will not, that entire process is not simple like that of single equation. There are many different sub-steps involved in this photosynthesis, and those will be studied in detail in this lesson, photosynthesis in higher plant. Then respiration in plants. You know, we will respire. Exhale, inhale, we will do. But in the respiration of plants, how a glucose is completely digested, how energy is produced, the pathway or the series of steps that will be involved in the respiration or complete digestion of food will be studied in this lesson. Last one is plant growth and development, how growth occurs. Okay, what are the important chemicals or hormones that will be helpful in growth and development of plants will be studied, like how the animals or humans are having different hormones in their body that is responsible for different growth. Like that, plants also having different hormones. We will be studying plant hormones, different types of plant hormones and their effect on plants. Okay, these are the important information that you will be discussing about this unit. Okay, next one is the next unit. So we will be moving to the last unit, that is human physiology. In human physiology, there are 7 lessons. First one is digestion and absorption. Second one is breathing and exchange of gases. Third one is body fluid and circulation. Fourth one is excretory product and their elimination. Fifth one is locomotion and movement. And sixth one is neural control and coordination. And last one is chemical coordination and integration. So these are the 7 units. In that first unit, digestion and absorption, which you already studied. Digestive system will be there and digestion process will be studied. But the thing is, you have to study in detail about the digestion of carbohydrate, digestion of proteins and lipid. And what are they? Monomeric unit. Simple, how they will be digested and how they will be absorbed. That will be studied in the lesson digestion and absorption. Next one is the breathing and exchange of gases. You know, there will be breathing, mechanism of breathing, isn't it? How we inhale, how we exhale, you are familiar with. But you also discuss in this neural control and coordination, you are familiar with our nervous system, isn't it? You will be studying in detail about the nervous system, brain, different part of brain, and how neural signal will be transmitted from brain to different part of the body, or also how we will be able to sense something, how that signal, for example, there will be for every action there will be reaction, isn't it? If we touch something hot, we will suddenly withdraw our hand. Isn't it such action, involuntary action, how we will bring that such type of fast reflex action that will be studied in the neural control and coordination. Finally, chemical coordination and integration. Remember one thing, coordination of different part of our body, our different system is very important. And that will be brought by two important systems, that is neural system and the chemical integration, endocrine system. That endocrine system will be discussed in chemical coordination, because in neural coordination the nerve impulse will be bringing the coordination, but in the endocrine system chemicals will be bringing the coordination. So we will discuss in detail about different endocrine glands present in our body and the function of different endocrine glands, different hormones secreted by different glands, and also their mode of action. These are all discussed in the last lesson. So this is about the entire lesson or different units of first PU. And when you see those units, you feel, oh, it's not compared to 10th, there will be heavy syllabus. No, it is a slightly upgraded version of what you studied in 10th or 9th standard. Okay, please show interest and just try to involve in the lesson, and it will be very easy. And remember one thing, you should prepare for competitive exam whenever you complete the lesson. After completion of lesson, you just go in detail about alveoli and also how the gases exchange taking place in the different tissue and how it is carried from lungs to the deep tissue. Okay, that is breathing and exchange of gases. Next one is body fluid and circulation. You know the circulatory system, you know heart, you know different component of circulatory system, heart, blood vessel. Then these are the important. Then lymphatic system, you know in detail. You will study in detail about these lymphatic and blood fluid circulatory system. Then next one is excretory products and their elimination. You know the excretory system. You are familiar with kidney and the excretory system and also nephron. So you will be knowing the nephron. But you will study in detail about the urine formation, how the concentration of urine takes place compared to body fluid, and how it is eliminated from the body. Not only through urination, but also the waste material is removed from our body by different processes, such as through respiration and also through sweating. So these are all you will be studying about the excretory in this lesson, excretory product and their elimination. Next one is locomotion and movement. You know, the animal kingdom specialities, they can move from one place to other place. But how? How they will be moving? How they will able to lift their leg with their mind by thinking? How they will different part of our body show involuntary movement, such as the beating of heart or the food movement in the digestive system. So that you will be studying in the locomotion and movement, and how this our skeletal system is able to move, how skeletal muscles will be helpful, and also mechanism of muscle contraction, that you will be studying in locomotion and movement. Next one is neural control and coordination. You know, in this neural control and coordination, you are familiar with our nervous system, isn't it? You will be studying in detail about the nervous system, brain, different part of brain, and the how neural signal will be transmitted from brain to different part of the body, or also how we will be able to sense something, how that signal, for example, there will be for every action there will be reaction, isn't it? Remember one thing, coordination of different part of our body, our different system is very important, and that will be brought by two important systems, that is neural system and the chemical integration, endocrine system. That endocrine system will be discussed in chemical coordination, because in neural coordination the nerve impulse will be bringing the coordination. But in the endocrine system, chemicals will be bringing the coordination. So we will discuss in detail about different endocrine glands present in our body and the function of different endocrine glands, different hormones secreted by different glands, and also their mode of action. These are all discussed in the last lesson. So this is about the entire lesson or different units of first PUC. And when you see those units, you feel, oh, it's not compared to 10th, there will be heavy syllabus. No, it is a slightly upgraded version of what you studied in 10th or 9th standard. Okay, please show interest and just try to involve in the lesson, and it will be very easy. And remember one thing, you should prepare for competitive exam whenever you complete the lesson. After completion of lesson, you just go in detail about each topic and try to answer the competitive questions. That will be helpful in scoring good marks in the competitive exam. Okay, thank you.